Right, good evening. So tonight I'm doing 2 cards that are for the free with purchase stamps set. So what you need to do to get these is order at least $40 on the website, on my website, and I will send you the kit for these 2 cards. Now I can't send you the stamping, but I can send you the cutout that's involved in it and the DSP and the card. So let's get started. So tonight we're going to use this beautiful set called Spotlight of Nature. Now it's on the website for $19.75 I think at the moment. Oh, it's beautiful. I just love working with this one. Now, I didn't buy it for ages because I thought, I've got lots of other ones. And then when it became on the last chance list, I decided, right, this is it. I'm going to buy it. So we're using this set, and we're also using this one here. It's called Meant to Be Dies, and it's got nesting dies. So that's one of the things I really love. It just really gives your stamp cards the plus effect. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to make this card first. I haven't done the inside yet, but this uses the beautiful Bokeh 6x6 paper, and I've used, I'm not sure if I've used Early Espresso or black on this. Just check my other one. I think I've actually used black on this because there's black on the outline here. So I've used, it's on basic beige, card base and cutout, and the beautiful Bokeh and basic black on the back of here. Okay, so let's get onto this one. So I'm just going to cut the card up. So I'm just doing half of the A4. Now, what did I do with my cutter? It's hiding over here, underneath everything. So I'm just going to cut this in half. So I just do it at 14.9, and then I could just fold this in half and then divvy it up to there, and just go and put that down there. Just going to crease the edge of it. Just got to keep an eye that I've got this in the middle, so I've got a little dot there just to make sure. Right, so now I'm going to cut out the beautiful Bokeh. Now I thought maybe I would do a different colour, because on this one I've done, let's see what they call that colour there, Calypso Coral I think it is. So I'm going to try Berry Burst. Now Berry Burst used to be one of my favourite colours, well it still is kind of, and I used to use it all the time. It was just, yeah, I just enjoyed using it. So I'm just going to measure up this here, how wide I've done it. It's just 9 centimeters across. So let's cut this down. And it will be 14.9 across here, because I'm going to make it the length, the height of the card. So it goes right up to the top, and then I'm going to cut out the black, and I'm just going to cut it I can't remember how much I did. I think I might have done 2 centimeters there, and we just bring it into the underneath of the DSP. And we just need to cut that down too. We're cutting it down to 14.9 as well on both sides. I'm just going to check to see we're still in focus. That's cool. And right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the the black onto the Berry Burst. We're just going to leave a very small border. Oops, it's a little bit too much glue there. Hopefully it won't splurge over. So I'm just going to get up there. Just give it a little bit of a border. There we go. And on the other side, we're going to do the same. Just careful this time. Whoop. Up there. Just got to try and get the same on both sides. And then I'll just have a quick look to see how it's looking. Oops, it went south there. Oops. Try that again. It's sticky all over the place. Right, there we go. That's better. So it's pretty even on both sides. So that will go onto there like that. So let's put that down now. And then we'll work on the accent on it. Now I haven't got a sentiment on this card. You can just have whatever you want. It can be for anything. It could be a birthday card or anniversary card or anything like that. Or one that you'd give someone if they've lost someone. So right, here we go. We've got our hexagon. Now we have it up this way. I'm just going to see what it would look like the other way. And I think it looks too perfect like that. So I'm just going to turn it around this way. So what we're going to do is put... So I'm going to get the black out and do the butterfly and the flower. So I'm going to put butterfly up here. Now when I originally did it, I did the flower first. So I didn't have too much option for where the butterfly would go. But this time I'll do the butterfly first, and then we will do the beautiful flower. So I'm just checking that we've got a nice even cover on from the ink, and I'm just going to swivel it around a little bit so we get as much of the flower on as possible. There we go. Yay, great. Now because I've got Berry Burst on the DSP, I'm going to start off the flower with Berry Burst in the watercolor pencils. So I'm just going to have a look to see which one it will be in. It might be the other one. Oh, has it got Berry Burst on this? I don't think it has. So what should we use instead? We could use Melon Mumbo maybe. Okay, let's do that then. Melon Mumbo, where are you? Is that it? Oh, it's Real Red. Actually, I might use Real Red as well. And just do a pinky bit over top. Now that's Melon Mumbo. And where is Use a pinky. Let's Calypso Coral. I might get Flirty Flamingo maybe. I don't think that will be deep enough. I'm not sure. Here you come. Yes, let's do that. So I'm going to do the darker of the colours, doing the highlights here. So you just do that around the, just follow the, and around the base of the flower. It's usually a little bit darker. So I'm not going to use a watercolor brush tonight. I'm going to use my favorite thing, which is the blender pen, because it just gives you enough shift in the watercolor pencil without making lots of smudging if you do it carefully. Right, can you see that? Might just bring it down a little bit, watch out. Just wait for it to focus up. There we go. Here we go. And you know what? I might just do the Flirty Flamingo without the red in it. Just very lightly put it in there. And then when you pull the darker colour up, it will sort of like blend in a bit more. It's going to be beautiful. Oops, bring this down. Yeah, you have to keep an eye on that. There we go. You could use anything, any colours you would like. I mean, in the beautiful bouquet, it's got lots of different colours. Let's see, what's it got? It's got Balmy Blue, Fairy Burst, Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, and Fresh Freesia. Okay, one back in here. Oh, might keep it out. Not sure what colour I'm going to do the butterfly. Just find that out as we go along. Just trying to find the pen that I've already used. There it is. And I'm just going to carefully sort of swipe upwards just to blend it slightly so you don't smudge the ink on the ink from the ink pad. Oh, actually we're going to pull that all the way up, aren't we? So you can just take a little bit of the colour off by swiping it on your scrap paper. Now, I'm not sure what flower this is. I think it's a poppy. So generally poppies are sort of red, but I don't know. I might have a look afterwards to see whether there are different colour poppies. Well, there's a Californian poppy, which is sort of orangey, but I don't know about the true poppies, what colour way they come in. So I am going to do the green now. So let's see, we've got Granny Apple Green in here. It's one of my favourites. And what's this other one? Old Olive. So I'm going to use Old Olive in the accents. So at the tips here and at the joins onto the stem. And just a few bit of striping there. So you don't really need too much of the colour from the pencil. And as you can see that the Old Olive is a little bit darker than the Granny Apple. What do I do with my thing? Here it is. So I'm just going to get rid of all that redness off there, and I'm just very carefully blending it in. I'm blending it up away from the dark and blending it down away from the dark. Just so you don't get too much smudging at the top, because it's a very thin spike on this leaf. And I'm just very carefully going to go down the middle here just to add a little bit of colour. Let's take it from the leaves. There you go, swipe that off. Now I've got to think about what I'm going to do with the butterfly. Well, I might put some of the Millimumbo in there. So this time I'm just going to do the highlights and the colours, and then just use the blend to get the rest of it. Should I do it there? Yes. Okay. And then I'm going to get a yellow. So Daffodil Delight in one of the sets, but it's nearly run out. I'll have to get a sharpener to sharpen it. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the middle parts of the wings there. Tips. I guess it doesn't matter what colours you do it. And I'm not sure what else I'll do. Maybe a touch of fresh freesia. And then we'll do our blending. Oops, take the lid off. Here we go. Smudge that. Yeah, I think that's all right. I might just put a shade of red around here just to finish that off. Okay, we're nearly finished this one. Right, so on the back of this we're going to put dimensionals. Find some. Hopefully I have them handy. Yeah, there's something that I always seem to mislay. Oh, here they are. They're right sitting in front of me here. So I just put it on here. That was a bit of a silly thing to do, isn't it? And I think I've got one in the middle, otherwise it will sink. And here we go. So I always put mine slightly to the top. So I'm just going to hold it over and hover it there for a bit. and get as much as possible in the center of the card, but slightly up further. Okay, there we go. Now that's looking cool. I really like that. And let's get on to the next one. So the next one is a different shape. It's a long card. It's got DSP on it, and we are using Stampin' Blends. So I've just got to measure this up because I'm just not quite sure. I think it's 21. Yes, it is 21 by 21. How about that? Right. So open up the arm of the cutter. And here we go. So what we need to do is just cut 21 this way because across here is 21 already. Yep. And we'll hold this card over. I'll get that all ready for what we're going to do next. There we go. Just crease it down. You notice when you cut it a different way, you need to sort of crease it very carefully because it gets a little bit scrunched up. So step 2 is I'm going to use the bit that I've cut off and put it on this part. But what we're going to do is we're going to rip it. Okay, so we're going to rip it towards us so that our ripping will be a little bit on the front side, because we're also going to rip the DSP, make it a little bit rustic looking. And then I'm going to turn it around this way and rip it towards me. It's the same side. Ooh. Just pick it up and do it. It might be easier. I'll tell you what, I'm going to move it up a bit, so close your eyes. There we go. So I can get this right underneath the camera here. There we go, and then we're going to cut out some DSP. Now I couldn't find the one that I used before, so we're going to have to go with second best for this one. So we need to make it 21 across. We do two lots of these going across. Actually, we might just try to think. I'll just do it like this. And I think with this too, I did it. Wow, I might do it a little bit bigger for the underneath part. I'm going to go out to 3 centimeters. I think I only did 2 the first time, just to allow us a bit more space to rip in. Now the paper I'm using is called, it's one that's been around for a while, and it's called, don't put it away now, here it is. It's called Country Woods. And it's got a lot of kind of natural looking designs, and it's also got some with a patina in it. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip this towards me as well. And on the other one, the same. So I'm just going to lay that aside, and we're going to get on with the, just going to pull that back a bit, it's looking a bit jagged, using espresso, early espresso to put the stamped image on with. So what I've done is I started in the middle and then I worked towards the outside, so I'm doing sort of higher in the middle and then I go down and up and down and up, so it's a little bit staggered. Now on the other one I did it more or less straight up and down, but this time I'm sort of doing it a bit different, just for a change. Now I didn't put any butterfly on this one. Just trying to clean it off a bit. Turn that over and do it on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to use, let's use Real Red. And do light and dark. And then I'm going to use Petal Pink on that. Let me shut the ink pad before I do something naughty. Let's see, Real Red, where are you? It's light red. It's Limbo. I think this is Real Red here. Oh no, it's Sorbet. Oh, dark red. And I'm just putting a little bit of Petal Pink in there just to, I don't know, bring it up a bit, I guess. Add a bit of kind of fading effect. So where are we? Right here. So with the Stampin' Blends, you don't have to be very kind of filling in type of thing. It's just, you know, be very, I don't know, casual. I'm sure that's the word I'm looking for, but don't have to be colouring to the lines and stuff like that. Now, usually I start with a lighter colour, but I'll start with the darker colour this time. I just forgot what I was doing, but we'll see how it works. So I'm just going to swap over to the lighter Real Red, and I'm just going to push it up a little bit, not quite to the top on some of them. Just to pull that darker colour up so it's not so splotchy. I'll actually turn it around the other side. It might work better. So this is a paint brush end here. Oops. Just pull it up a bit. Oops, I made a boo-boo there, so I'm going to get my colour lifter. Now this is part of the Stampin' Blends as well, so it's like what we used to have those little toothpicks that had bleach on the end, and it sort of fades it out a bit. Right, now I'm going to do the rest of these. Slow down a bit. over. I'm just checking that I've got it in the middle there. Oh, I've done it again. I'll just get that colour lifted, get that bit off there. Here we go. Hopefully that doesn't spread it out a bit more. And then we're going to do the darker of the petal pink. So I'm just going to carefully go around the tops of this. So it just gets that little bit of a worn look from being blown around in the wind. This part takes the longest, just filling it in there. I mean, you don't have to do this. You can just do it all with the red, the 2 tones of red. Now it's just reminded that it's not long until Christmas. So have you got your Christmas cards done? Have you done your Christmas decorations? I have a class coming up near the end of November. That's going to be Christmas cards and decorations. I'm going to make a couple of decorations and also some cards using, this time I'm going to do it with the lighter first. So you just all over the bit that you're colouring in. This is Granny Apple Green. I use this one quite a lot. I'm just going to use that to do the stem too. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? I think maybe my Granny Apple is drying out a bit. Or it could be just I'm using the bullet point. I've just seen that I haven't actually coloured in one of the flowers there. So I'll have to go back and do that. Okay, and then I'm going to do the darker. So it's more or less the tops and the bottoms of the leaves. And you can just use a flicking motion. Don't have to sort of colour it in solidly. I was going to say that Aza Tilsner actually does some good stamp and blend modules, I guess you call it. She's an Aussie demonstrator. She does a few of that. She's really good at it. I might put some links on this afterwards. Right, now I've got to do the light again. Just use the brush tip. Right, we'll go back to the this here. Oops, is that the right one? No, that's the light coloured one. I'll do the dark at the bottom. Get it right, and we'll use the paintbrush on the lighter shade, and then we'll finish it off with the pale pink. So what I did on this other one here, I did some blending brush on it. So I might do it again. I did it in basic beige on the middle of it. And then I did it with Espresso on the edge. So with this, you get the ink on your blending brush and you get most of it off. So it doesn't make a big blob, and it just makes it very subtle. When you see it on the actual finished card, you'll notice more that it's had it on it, because the basic beige is just a little bit more deeper. Alright, and I will get the Early Espresso out. I'm going to use the darker of the two blending brushes and just very delicately put that along the edge, so you get most of the ink off it, and just go along the edge there so it doesn't look so sparse or sterile. So just slightly get along the edge. There we go. There we go. Now I might actually do that with these pieces here too on the DSP. So I'll get that back and do it again. So it just stops it looking so white. And it kind of blends it in a bit more. So on that first one there, I didn't get a lot of the bit off, a lot of the ink off, so it's sort of a little bit more darker. If I can blend it in a bit, that should do. Right, so we have nearly finished. So what we're going to do now is put this onto here like this. Let's see if that one will be alright here. So just a little bit of glue here, along here. Whoops. Go. And I'm going to catch it here. Same, but this I might just pull it up a little. Oops. Pull it up a little bit so it's showing up in the middle. Or maybe not. I'll just leave it like that. It doesn't want to go. And on the back here, just do a line of glue. And put this on here. Fantastic. And then we just put it on there. Simple as. It takes a bit longer to do this one because you've got a few different techniques to use in it. Use different materials or tools. Just make sure that you've got your card going downwards and your poppies going upwards. There we go. Straight on there like that. Now on this one, I've also done an inside. We can do that too. Get a basic beige and, excuse me, do the same as we have done on the outside. We were ripping it. So let me just see how that is 10.5. So I'll need perhaps measuring it to 10, or maybe a bit more. Might make it look a bit better. Okay, so we're just wrapping it towards us again. You can put a sentiment on it. I just did the flower, the repetition of the flower, and the other leaf that's in this set as well. Okay, I'm just having another look there. Oops, this one. I think I used basic beige to cover this too. So we will do that again, and we will do the. Oops, gotta find the right one, don't I? Is it out already? Yikes. Haven't actually found the right one, but we will give it a go with this one. Hopefully it hasn't got too much green on it. Oh, actually, I think it might be the one that I just used. So just get most of it off and all the way across. Get swipey there. That one away, and then we'll get the espresso out and do along the edges. So we're going to get rid of most of the ink off there and just very lightly go along the edge there. Just gives it a little bit of a rustic look. Doesn't need to be very much. And we will stamp the flower on there again with Early Espresso. Just having a look in here. Might just put that across a little bit more so we can get that leaf in there. Beautiful. And our leaf one. Yes. And just put it in there. That. Beautiful. And we're going to colour it in before we put it on, because the Stampin' Beans will go right through the paper or the card. Right, okay. should be, the red should be on top. Light red, dark red. Right. Yes, that. I'm just going to do dark down the bottom and along the highlights. Blend the red in with the light and the dark, and then I'm going to cross it with the petal pink. Ooh. Greens again. So I'm actually doing this video on Saturday evening, just so I was having just a little bit of trouble getting the Facebook to load, so I thought if I did the actual video earlier, then I can get just need to load the video on and it's ready for the Monday evening class. Now I did that last week, well for early this week, it's what I did. I did both the Monday night and the Wednesday night together on, I think it was Monday morning. And then we lost our internet in the storm on Monday evening. It just went blah. So I'm just going to go down these stalks just to finish that off. And lay it in the middle. Here we go. So you can see that it's gone right through the card. So just have to be aware of that when you're doing colouring in, that you do the colouring in before you put it on your actual card. Righty-ho. And into the middle it goes. And press it down. There we are. Isn't that beautiful? Just gives that sort of far away feeling to the actual stamp set. It gives just, it's not a it's a very light sort of pattern. There we go, and that is that for tonight. So just to remind you, this is free with a purchase, so if you spend $40 or more on my website, You just go into Stampin' Up New Zealand and put my name into the demonstrator search box and I will be there, or you can go into the stamping.net and my name will be there also if you search it. There we go, and I'll send these out to you when you make that purchase. Okay, right. So the Wednesday snapshot class will be on the mini catalogue. We'll just have a look through it again in case you want to now, after seeing a few of the things, decide to purchase something. Okay, right, we'll see you then. Bye.